What's up, everybody? Well, I got another FIREBAT mini PC gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna try out some of that Warhammer Inquisitor Martyr. Now, so far, it's gotten us playable FPS on everything, but we haven't been able to stay at a constant 60 on anything either. So who knows? Maybe this thing, with its being able to stay at 45 watts all the time because it's plugged in and has a huge fan on it, maybe it'll be able to. But, on the other hand, it also has less VRAM than everything else, by 2 gigs. And in the other case, 4 from the Ally X. The others have 6 gig limits, it looks like, for the 2 Steam Decks on the Origin and the Ally Z1 Extreme. All those are set up to use 6 gigs of VRAM, and then my Ally X is set up to use 8. I have this one set to 8 in the BIOS, but for whatever reason, Windows basically came up and said, hey, buddy, come here, and then just pulled its hand out of its pockets, gave me a big middle finger and said, no, 4 gigs. You get 4 gigs, buddy. That's all you get. But hey, that's still a step up from the stock 2 gigs that I was getting in the beginning that almost made it pointless for anything besides 8-bit indie games. It had trouble and stuttered and did horrible shit. So at least we fixed that by upgrading it to 32 gigs. So I always tell people, if it is an option, and this thing probably ain't even sold anymore, but if it is, get the 32 gig one. The 16 gig RAM one, just no good. Not enough. But anyway, enough elaborate. I'm gonna wait for this to transfer, and then luckily you guys don't gotta wait, and then we'll hop on into the settings and get some gameplay, and hope that it's not locked to 720p like it was on the Ally.
Alright, this one decided to let me change the resolution like normal. I was a little worried that everything was gonna be like the Allies and just limit me to 720p no matter what. Unless I did windowed, which usually on my desktops literally puts it in a window. I guess I could have put it in big picture mode and still had it been fine, but luckily we didn't have to worry about that because it just lets us change like normal. Obviously the FPS is going to be absolute poop, but we will go in and see anyway. Just for a little bit.
Inquisitor's log. Classified report for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. It has an ancient encryption used by the Holy Orders. It is authentic but extremely old. The intensity of the Caligari warp surges is beyond anything I've experienced. There were many delays during the journey, but the coordinates I received from the Caligari conclave finally led me to this desolate system. The signal is coming from a battered fortress monastery. It got through the warp surges with considerable loss of data, and my astropath has been unable to decipher it. I will personally investigate the source of this mysterious signal.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking. I'm still trying to hail the monastery, but I get no response.
The hull looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition, and lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilot to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Inquisitor, the automatic defense system has been activated. The turrets are attacking you. Do you...
Captain, do you copy? Captain Van Winter, can you hear me? Strange. Vox communication is jammed and I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal. I will record everything in my audio log, in case I don't return. Inquisitorial log. New entry. While attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress monastery, my transport took heavy fire. Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks, but having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive. Open the door. An ancient cogitator. Let's see if the tech prayers still hold. It might have information about this place. Just as I suspected, it's a pile of rust. At least I found some interesting diagnostics. I should check all the cogitators on the ship for other details. New log entry. Found some corpses. Blood smells and tastes fresh. Let's see how this weapon works. Yes, I think it will do. A spawn of chaos. An interesting challenge at least. What a shame. A magnificent Imperial tomb despoiled by chaos. It will be a glorious task scraping this place clean again. New log entry. I have found a room tainted by the filth of chaos. There is also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator. It could contain information on how I could turn off the Vox jammer. I found new information. There is an...
So now, at 9 herpy medium, we seem to be more in like the 40s, 50s. So, way more playable like this. And that's how I would recommend the people that don't care about 60 FPS but want to see over 30 FPS play. But unfortunately, so far, nothing I've played on has been able to get a constant 60 no matter what. But I think it takes like the mid-range computers to do it. But anyway, why don't we hop into the game?
Open the door.
It is in the walls now. Everywhere. Taint. In the machines.
By the Emperor. What foul abomination is this? Oh, but you shouldn't talk, mindless drone. Hush now and watch that door. Did you just line up for your imminent death, heretics? Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jammer. I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer, but the Vox should be fine now. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Inquisitor, finally! I thought we'd lost you.
It would have been quite convenient for you, I suppose.
Trust me, I'm on your side. I'm not saying I don't want my ship back, but who would clear my name if you died in battle?
Your loyalty is quite admirable, Captain.
Our Argos have picked up a Vox signal not far from your location. It is transmitting on an Imperial channel. It could be important.
I'm on my way there. By the Emperor.
What have you found down there, Inquisitor?
The handiwork of a cult. The remains of an inquisitorial expedition. A tasteless offering to a powerful servant of chaos.
In other words, there's something on that ship that requires human sacrifice. Wonderful.
Your head on a
Grenades. Lack the precision I'd normally prefer. Not that I'm complaining in this situation. A proper welcome committee at last. That grenade could be useful now. This commander is tough. A worthy enemy to trust. I have found a corpse of an Imperial soldier. I'll take his data slate. It could contain a recording that could shed some light on what happened here. I found the body of a fallen Adeptus Astartes.
What?
Last up here, we'll try 720p in low. And I didn't do very low. Now, maybe if we went down the very low, we could get over 60 majority of the time, but it didn't really seem to help the most. But we definitely got a little bit more FPS this way. But you're not going to be sitting all over 60 more often than falling under it this time around. But still, playable to some. So we'll go get some gameplay like this, and then switch over to some camera as usual.
There's strength in numbers, you think? Fools.
Team Sigma, this is KS Thorn speaking. Team Sigma, come in.
I'm afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Mind your manners. I'm an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate.
An Inquisitor? About bloody time. I thought your lot had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone. Listen, we're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death. Thorn out.
New log entry. I established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship, but he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
It's Thorn again. Another wave of filth is on its way to face me in a glorious carnage. I want your help as soon as possible.
Careful, Thor. That was dangerously close to incidents. You are definitely confusing me with something else.
You are an Inquisitor, which is enough for me right now. The whole deck is swarming with the local monk.
So you're heading to the control room to disable the jammer?
That's the plan, yes.
And who is this Caius Thorn exactly?
Quite a character. Otherwise, I have no idea. He seems to think that I'm a member of his mysterious expedition.
If there is an expedition, they might be trapped in that monastery just like you.
Why do you think so?
I made a scan. That giant wreckage looks completely dead from here. No sign of any other voidcraft in the vicinity.
I've eliminated the first tribal champion. I wonder if the Martyr tribes are the descendants of the original inhabitants. I guess I'll know more soon.
Faring, Inquisitor.
Considering that I'm alone, I'd say that I'm making adequate progress.
Alone? Where's the rest of your detachment?
Under some smoldering wreckage.
Well, that's unlucky. But that's all the more demons for us to kill. Let us rejoice in the furious challenge. Thorn out. Has retreated from my door. Regrouping, I'd say. I take it you killed the tribal champions.
Yes, I purged the place.
How ambitious. I like that. But believe me, there is still much work to be done. You'll find a desecrated shrine next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Now for some camera recorded gameplay here. We don't got no OBS or anything interfering, so.
Thorn, I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free. This is just the calm before the storm. Take advantage of the respite before the wretches return. At least, I can send you some reinforcements. The hostiles are keeping some of my scouts caged up in the desecrated sanctum. Free the guardsmen and bring them to the control room.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor. At your command.
New log entry. I'm entering the sanctum. The sculptures are undeniably imperial, but I've never seen anything like this before. The colossal statues seem both recognizable and unfamiliar. Did I just find an imperial cult from the past?
And no surprise, just like the rest of them, it can't quite hit 60 all the time. Wasn't really expecting it to. But every once in a blue moon, it will actually get better performance than lots of the other stuff. And I'm guessing it's because the VRAM doesn't matter, and the fact that it can just sit here at 45 watts basically the whole time non-stop.
We don't have much time,
Phone
Inquisitor.
vibrating.
Hurry up and take as many
missed a
guardsmen
call,
with you as you
apparently.
can.
I didn't hear the call, but of course it vibrates for the missed call. I don't know how I didn't miss that. Must have just been really into the game. Oh, how in the hell did I not cast that on him? That's like the best thing for the bosses. There we go.
Ready to fight.
Alright, now we gotta let those guys out. I think they're down here somewhere, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Inquisitor. By the Emperor, we are saved.
Oop, not going any further that way.
At your command. For the Emperor! Now you'll pay, scum! Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
The Abhumans are banging their war drums, calling up the filth of chaos from the caverns of the ship. If you want to know what a real battle looks like, I suggest you join me as soon as you can.
Ready to fight.
Inquisitor, our Argos are starting to pick up huge waves of hostiles approaching your position. Can you hold them off on your own?
I find your ignorance of my capabilities amusing. For the moment, at least.
So what is your plan?
Imagine a surgeon cutting out lumps of tainted flesh. One by one, they will die. They won't even know who killed them. I will not grant them this gift.
I'll have the transport ship ready, just in case.
Your command.
Alright, where are we heading? yes, this guy.
To the Martyr, Inquisitor. Not exactly the army I imagined, but reinforcements at last.
So you do realize now that I don't belong to your expedition?
I do, and I regret the confusion. We were not expecting any guests on this Emperor-forsaken wreck. And first I thought that you must belong to Klosterheim's retinue. That fool brought a whole army of busybodies and interrogators with him.
You must tell me everything about this man, his expedition, and the Martyr. But first, I'll disable the teleport jammer.
The cogitator that overrides the jammer is 2 hallways away, and the whole control deck is swarming with feral tribes. Why do you think I'm stuck in this hole? They're keeping us pinned down in here.
Time to turn the tide together, Sergeant.
Inquisitor, we have a problem.
Now is not a good time.
At your command.
Well then,
They're what?
we interrogated some of these tribesmen. They are all descendants of the original crew. Anyway, during centuries of drifting through the void, one of their generations forgot about our holy emperor and found new things to worship.
And what would this god be?
Madness incarnated, they call it. It could be anything, if you ask me, but nothing good.
Inquisitor, listen to me. The monastery is...
I'm in the middle of something. Later.
Take it like a man, guardsman.
Oh, the thundering blast of weapons. I wish my brothers were here to hear this canticle of death.
Talking about brothers, which chapter do you belong to? I'm not familiar with this iconography.
I am Sergeant Caius Thorne of the Stormwatcher Space Marines.
Explain. I don't know that chapter.
I would be truly disappointed if you did. Our existence is secret, our numbers are few, and our burden is terrible. We are the Watchers in the shadows, but rest assured, we are the sanctioned blades of the Calgary Conclave.
Doing what exactly?
Alright though, I'd say it's about time for us to go wrap this video on up. Alright guys, that's a wrap for Warhammer Inquisitor Martyr, and we were actually able to control the resolution this time around, so I did the usual thing we normally do, so it won't be completely apples to apples to the allies this time around, but I'm just glad it's not stuck at 720p on everything. That was about to be like, okay, how do I fix that? Time for some Googling. I already looked on Google for the allies and no one else was really having that issue, so I was like, well, it's not like everybody and their mother is playing Warhammer Inquisitor on their allies, so those kind of, other than trying shit myself, and I tried everything I could, and it just didn't want to let me. So I was like, okay, fine. We'll just do high, medium, low, all on 720 then. Screw you, you know? So this time at least we got to do the normal thing. Still could not stay at 60 plus even at 720p low though. It would get over 60 sometimes, but lots of times we were also not. So that part was very similar to the allies at least, but still very playable FPS as long as you don't want to play at 1080p high. That one was definitely dropping well under 30 quite off. Anyway though, that's all for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.